Hello and welcome back to yet another canal adventure. We've just moored off here at Little Tring on the Wendover Arm and we're heading back towards Bourbon Junction for Grand Union Canal.
This is going to be a real-time cruise. Grab a drink, some biscuits and sit back and relax and enjoy the journey.
We are still suffering from extreme wind, so there will be some wind noise on the video audio. We're sorry about that. If it gets too bad, I'll turn the music up. Paul adjusts the angle of the camera, whilst the anglers reluctantly move their fishing rods.
We are of course passing these moored boats at a tick over speed, like every good boater does. This is the slowest forward speed of our narrowboat, well unless you're actually trying to come to a complete stop.
I don't think the angler up ahead has heard or seen us. I hit the brake pedal, which really means I send notice to the engine room that we need to go hard astern. Why am I doing this? Well, I've suddenly realised that he's reeling in a fish. I suddenly realised that you had something. I thought, I better stop.
Oh, very kind of you. Thank you very much.
That's alright.
Trouble is, with this wind, I didn't hear you coming.
No. It's bad enough trying to steer this thing in this wind. All over the place. I'm in total awe at the workmanship on this bridge. The curvature of the brickwork is just stunning. There are many fine examples of brick bridges all over the canal network, and whilst this isn't a particularly old bridge, the workmanship appears to be first class. Are you ready with your shears at the front to chop those bits off? We are aware of low-hanging brambles on the corner just beyond the stop lock. No, there was an angler, and he just caught something. It might not be that easy if it's too windy on that corner.
You can see the top of the old stop blocks gates on either side of the boat here.
I am aware that we are being followed by another boat, and get Paul's attention so that he is also aware. Oh. Okay. the lowest one.
Just some light pruning of the overhanging brambles needed here, and with a round of applause from the following boaters.
Alright. Paul joins me on the poop deck and prunes a little more.
It is. Go on, get the lowest, get the lowest. There you go.
It was.
There.
Just there on the left hand side you can see a steady flow of water entering the canal from just below the towpath. That's emanating from the brick building behind the hedgerow. That building is the Tringford pumping station, which is pumping water from the reservoirs into the Wendover Arm, which in turn will feed into the Grand Union Canal at Bourbon Junction. From the junction the water will feed left into the Marsworth Lock Flight and feed right along the Tring summit all the way to Cow Roast, then down through the locks towards Berkhamsted, Hemel and beyond into London.
A pumping station was first erected here in 1816 at a spot determined by Mr. Telford. The buildings were extended in 1836 when this became the primary pumping station on the Wendover Arm and a second steam engine was installed. The building is still in use today, although the pump is now electronic, not steam driven. More than 2,393 million litres of water are supplied into the Grand Union Canal each year. That's roughly 800,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools worth of water, in case you were wondering.
As the pumping house is operational, it is not generally accessible to the public. However, it is accessible on occasions during open days. You'll have to keep an eye on the Canal and River Trust's website for information about those events. It's still very windy.
Thanks for watching. See you next time. Until then, you can join us on
Twitter,
Instagram or
Facebook,
just search for Yet
another
Canal.
adventure.